Today, the release of the 2020 State of the Restaurant Workers report marks a year of unprecedented challenges for all the restaurant workers that we serve nationwide. The COVID-19 pandemic has revealed a grim reality that the restaurant workers have a long experience. Our labor laws have failed to protect them and their hardworking families.
6 of the nation's 10 lowest paid occupations are in the restaurant industry, and there are close to 1.5 million tipped restaurant workers in states that require that they only be paid $2.13 an hour. Restaurant workers face the highest rates of sexual harassment, and this is exacerbated by their dependence on customers to pay their wage. And yet they are routinely excluded from basic benefits such as paid sick leave.
This report paints a picture of the nearly 13 million people who are the foundation of the restaurant industry, the professionals who prepare and serve our food. One of the most striking facts described in the State of the Restaurant Workers is that wages across the country are simply unlivable. We found that the average living wage for a single adult with 1 child is $31.90, while the median wage for a restaurant worker is just $11.65. $11.65 is not even half of the living wage we found for the state with the lowest living wage, which is Tennessee at $26.74.
When the pandemic hit, more than 30 million workers in this country didn't have a single paid sick leave day. 4 in 5 didn't have paid family leave. And this was a crisis long before COVID, and one that has disproportionately hurt low-wage workers and service industry workers. Yet, as you've just heard, these workers were and are essential. They're the ones who've gone into work every day, even throughout this crisis, risking their health, their lives, and their families to do the work and pay the bills and to keep the economy going. Women, workers of color, essential workers, they have carried us. And they were some of the least likely to have access to paid leave and were disproportionately cut out of even temporary emergency paid leave during COVID.
Since 2019, I have been a restaurant worker. When I was younger, I also did some restaurant work. I have done practically all kinds of jobs in the restaurant, from back to the front of the house. None of my restaurant employers ever provided me with paid leave. I didn't realize how important it was for every worker to have paid leave until the pandemic hit. If I or one of my children got sick, or I had an accident at work, and my family and I were not protected at all. So right before the pandemic, I worked as a kitchen manager at a country club. One day there was a leak, a water leak in the kitchen. I slipped and fell on the wet floor. I hurt my back. Instead of helping and supporting me while I was hurt, they terminated me. They said that my probationary period ended, and just like that, I was out of work.
Really wanted to reach out and thank Lillian for sharing her experience. It truly reflects the experience of countless others, injury, harassment, and retaliation, just trying to earn your living. When restaurant workers suffer pain and injury on the job, they can't afford to take time off or risk losing their job, as Lillian had, simply by reporting. And this creates a cycle and spiral downwards towards poverty. Workers labor in pain, which further hurts their bodies, impairs their bodies, and inhibits their ability to advance in careers and increase their earning potential.
In 2010, I started as a cashier at Baja Fresh. It was really exhausting. I worked from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. from one shift, and the management asked me to proceed to another location, and I worked there from 5 p.m. to 10:45 p.m. But I had to clean the restrooms after closing, so I would leave around 11:15 p.m. I only can stay in the industry if I get better pay, so I can support my child and our family. And I could only stay if I get a respect and deserve from my employers and my restaurant management.